All right, welcome everybody here to our town hall this Sunday. So good to see so many folks that I saw yesterday at the master class and have seen so many times. What an awesome master class that was yesterday. And on the screen, you should see our upcoming event, which is the advanced retreat, October 21st through the 23rd. I'm going to pop the link in to register for that into the chat. So you should be able to sign up and come see us again next weekend. Really looking forward to deepening our practice and spending some time with Lama. And we have Lama here with us today. And without further ado, I will turn it over to him.
Thank you, Nathan, and happy Halloween. As I say every year, time to unmask for our friends. Face our fears or whatever, doubts, hang-ups. In fact, perhaps that was our subject yesterday of the master class. And thanks for mentioning that, reminding me what we talked about yesterday, Nathan. Ah, what a beautiful day. Today is the most beautiful fall New England brocaded leaves day. I was just walking around in Walden Pond, Thoreau's old haunt, 20 minutes, 15 minutes from here. So beautiful. We were swimming in it somewhat regularly until about 2 weeks ago. Too cold. Anyway, welcome. Nice to see you. Today's Sabbath, a day of rest. So let's lay it all to rest. Rest in peace, as the Buddha said, or somebody did. Always good to remember. Save a life while we have it. Cherish it, and all lives. So beautiful. It's quality time, not quantity, that matters. Life is certainly long enough for those who know how to live it. Yesterday's masterclass, the subject was Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha, Sugata Garbha, also Yeshe Ningpo, or the luminous Vajra essence or Vajra heart. Few people studying Buddhism and Sanskrit, Tibetan language words, or reading it in English translation books, Tathagata Garbha, Sugata Garbha, Buddha nature. Sometimes even translated as isness or suchness. But more interestingly, Dalai Lama calls it good heart to Buddha nature. Pioneering Lama in the West, Trungpa, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche, author of so many books worth reading. The late Trungpa Rinpoche in our lineage even called it basic sanity or innate goodness. I think is very important today in our era of toxic attention to have something positive and some pure vision or sacred outlook, or try to see at least the 3/4 of the glass that's full, not just the half that's empty. But let's have a moment of silence for all those suffering, the depredations of war and famine and prejudice and greed and selfishness and anger, especially in the Ukraine and so many other places, even here at home. Hopefully not in your home, but here in our inner cities, in our neighborhoods, etc. And on the borders, especially the southern border comes to mind. And not build walls around our hearts. No. I remember my first guru, Karoli Baba Maharaji, who died in 1973. I took Samadhi in 1973, to be more precise, as they say. One of his greatest teachings that I remember and receive, and it's been very helpful, is never throw anyone out of your heart. It doesn't mean you have to stay stuck with it forever if it's not working. But not throw them out of your heart. Love is bigger than like and dislike. And even love, although it's everything, it's all in everything. I've been surprised to find out as I grow older, love is not enough to stay together. Sometimes you love people, but you can't stay together for various reasons, outer or inner. Let's have a moment of silence, including all in our prayers and sterling aspirations today, our altruistic intentions, our bodhicitta. Daniel Gina Chasa Bamagasa Dombola Yatsin Chugging Udrude Pemajane Sudra Godu Kandra Mampako Yeki Jesu Datriki Shingi Lachisha Suso Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Sangha Dharma Buddha Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Three Kayas Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Three Roots, Three Worlds Om Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Om Ahum Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om. May the Buddha's blessings ever awaken and illumine our good minds. May the enlightened one's blessing and inspiration, encouragement ever unfold in our good hearts. And may the inconceivable blessing of awakefulness, liberation, freedom, dispel the illusion that we've ever been separate, incomplete, insufficient, or apart. And bow to the Buddha, the light, the divine, the goddess in your seat. Don't overlook them. Imaho, way to go. Woohoo! Buckle up. Here we go, friends. Imaho, that's the translation right there. Wondrous, wonderful, joy. Yes, this is a joyous Dharma, not a dukkha Dharma, only about suffering and misery, or a sukha Dharma, just about pleasure, temporary, cheap thrills, but about deep thrills, a liberating Dharma, practice, teaching, path. How sweet it is. Thank you. It's nice to get together today. In the spirit, raising the spirit in the light, raising the light here and within as well as without, opening into it outside, not just closing our eyes and trying to get away from it all. How about breathing out and relaxing and dissolving one with it all, into it all. Imaho, like a salt doll in the sea, as the Indian poets and mystics sing. Like a salt doll walking into the sea of bliss, Satchidananda, blissful, cosmic consciousness. Like a bubble in the sea, no need to return, already part of it. Seeing through ourselves is seeing it all. Knowing oneself is knowing God and Buddha, as they say. Seeing it as it is, not as it ain't. Resting at home at ease in the natural great perfection and naturalness, the sweetness, the gift, the miracle of this present moment. Oh, Way to go. Not original sin, original goodness, the Buddha nature, the inner light, the divine nature, the Jesus nature, the Christ nature in our heart, the Christos, not just the historical Buddha or Jesus man who died abroad long ago, but the unborn, undying Christos, the Christ nature, the divine light, the spark of God or the Son in our own heart, warm hearts. The Buddha-ness, Buddha nature, original nature, true nature, our best self with a capital S, the big mind, Buddha mind, in the whole. Checking it out, keeping your eyes open, trusting it, seeing if you can relax into it and just let it be. Process, the training is letting go, letting things come and go, to further letting be. 3 steps to the inherent freedom of being. Letting go, letting things come and go, letting be, not suppressing it. Not thought swatting. Trying to swat those pesky fly-like thoughts, no. The bigger picture, the bigger frame, Maha Mudra, the ultimate perspective, all-inclusive. Eureka! What a revelation. Swaha. Hallelujah. Amen. Imaho. Yes, thank you. Natural body is Buddha body. Just sitting, feeling physical sensations embodied. Kaya, Buddha body, Buddha dimension. Just sitting on your lotus seat. And second, just breathing. Natural breath and energy is Buddha's breath and energy. Sambhoga Kaya. Buddha's vision or experience or celestial pure land right here. And third, Dharmakaya, natural heart mind, the nature or spiritual consciousness, mind, heart, mind, whatever you call it. Dharmakaya. Leave it as it is, see it as it is, and rest at home and at ease. The natural great perfection, renowned as things left just as they are. Letting go, letting come and go, letting be. In the whole, aware, awareness itself, mind to mind, aware of awareness. In more detail, aware of whatever momentarily presents itself in the body-mind continuum, present moment, sensations, perceptions, thoughts, feelings. Enjoying the show, the spectacle. It's the best show, only show in town. These dreamlike, illusory, phantasmagorical, ownerless projections and perceptions are projections on the silver screen of emptiness. To know yourself better, check it out. Everything is so subjective, empty of what we conceptualize about it or superimpose on it. Oh. Moment to moment awareness, mindful rather than mindlessly sleepwalking through life. For mindfulness, remembering to remember what we're doing while we're doing it, 100% with mindfulness, coming back to the moment, to the breath, to our mantra, to our physical sensation of breathing when we stray, when the attention strays, bring it back. Resting at ease, the origin of all things, the Alpha and Omega. Zampo. All good, original goodness, innate goodness, Buddha nature, the ultimate refuge within ourselves, not a statue, not a historical figure, not an ism. Authenticity, being with a capital B plus, pure presence with a capital P. Rigpa, what word can encompass? Imitation of Buddha, as Thomas A. Kempis School might have called it. In the cloud of an unknown, beyond concepts, this moment, the only moment, how sweet it is. Just be present. Thank you. Surya, hi. Japanese say. Here, present. Your own name, fill in. Lale, hi. Mary Jo, hi. Nathan, hi. Present and accountable, yes. Thank you. That's an old Zen story that the Zen master called his own name and to wake up out of me from sleeping. Wake himself up. Always good. Interesting technique. Zen antic. Games masters play. Simple. Come home to oneself in this moment, nowness awareness, the true, authentic, unfabricated beauty within. O Salvador J. Ningpo, the luminous or radiant Vajra essence. Awareness alone. Awareness with a capital A. Just being with a capital B plus. C in this freeing. Enjoy the joy of natural meditation. I love it. Thank you. What a relief, what a release. Say and exhale and empty yourself. The less of me, Lord, the more room for thee. Empty yourself. What am I? What is mind or awareness without me? My mind, my thoughts, me, myself, and I, the three Jews? No. The Dharma Sangha, yes. Without me, let it all be. That's the key. See, easy, easy peasy. Oh, peace, harmony, inclusive, relaxed, incandescent, present, and aware. Eyes open, ears open, nose open, mouth open, diaphragm open, anus decontracted, heart and mind open, receptive, inclusive, spacious, empty yet lucid, cognizant, luminously aware, incandescent present, interested yet not fascinated, middle way. This moment, only moment, this breath, only breath. Savor it, get into it, plummet. This entire mandala of being already established, pure and perfect, complete from the first, spontaneously manifesting, spontaneously accomplishing, uninhibited, unobstructed, heartfelt responsiveness. Resting open, lucid, spontaneous. Three Kayas refuge of Mahamudra, open awareness, lucid luminous, and yet spontaneous, free, dancing dharmas. And its display on the silver screen of emptiness, all of our projections. Enjoy the show. Thank you. How sweet it is. Imaho. Oh, look, Imaho, there's Mary Jo, Nathan Moe, Theo, Elizabeth Ho, Stuart Joe, so many Imahos, Mel and Caro, Vincent Doe, hello, Dory Bo. Everybody's in Imaho. Yes. Take a deep in breath and chant. Let go with the big out breath. The fivefold seed syllable the subchant the first letter of the alphabet the beginning was the without that there was nothing may the be with you wizards of Oz I now have fun. The joy of meditation, not the chore. Enjoying the Buddha nature, flexing it, exercising it, empty, ungraspable, non-solid, intangible, yet vividly, lucidly aware, attentive, cognizant, and unobstructed, spontaneous, responsive as needed. Old MacDarma had a farm, E-I-E-M-A-ho, And on that farm, he had some dharma. E-I-E-I-O. You know the rest. Fill it in. Ho. Hippity hop for today. Living Dharma, dancing Dharma. I think that's the title of my master classes this year. Dharma dances. Hey, there are Lama dances, there are Sufi dances. Why not Dharma dances? Yo. Maya Leela Devi, the divine dance of illusoriness. It's all there. Oh. All the world is stage, folks, as you know, and all the people prayers. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Oh, mommy, pray me, oh, please. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. 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 Homage to unconditional love and compassion. Chenrezi, Havuki, Teshwara, Kuan Yin, Kuan On, Kuan Zion, by any other name, even sweeter. Tara, Jesus, Mary, forget any other name, even sweeter. You can express the inexpressible. How sweet it is, Simho. Nathan, could we see Druksham Rinpoche's prayer? Please, we go out singing and praying and sharing positivity with everyone. In Tibetan, it's called dedicating the merits or sharing the virtues, not just keeping it for ourselves. Am I missing something? Nathan, is it on a board or something? There it is. Thank you. I almost had to look at a paper prayer book, so antique. I call on you, my teachers, regard me with compassion. I sincerely wish to receive your blessings, encouragement, inspiration, protection, and guidance. Please regard your child's longing, desire, and aspirations. Please bless me or us with the resolve to attain spiritual realization. Please bless us to have a steady and smooth mind so that for this life and those to follow, as a true practitioner whose heart and mind are in accord, the special intention that is bodhicitta to help others is spontaneously present. Yay! May I be able to benefit measureless numbers of beings, human and otherwise, seen and unseen. Without the toxic stains of a competitive mind, without the intoxicating liquor of anger and lust, may I be able to practice the peaceful and soothing Dharma through listening and reflecting and examining and analyzing, especially about the teachings I practice. May I be able to precisely determine their true meaning, raising the victorious flag of the ultimate practice. May I be able to accomplish great service to the Dharma and to all beings. As His Holiness the 12th Dralwan Drukpa, the Dragon Lama, says, this is the way I pray all the time, and I request all of you to support these, my prayers. Oh, Bodhisattvas, I request all of you to support these prayers, aspirations, and resolves, resolutions. Be resolved to make a difference. Yes, thank you. And homage to the Buddha in your seat. Don't overlook them. My Tibetan Himalayan lamas and Kagyu Nyingma tradition say Buddha nature, Tathagata Garbha, is the whole enchilada. Everything we practice is about that. Recognizing what we truly are, our Buddha-ness, our original goodness, our uncorruptible spiritual heart and purity, Buddha nature. If you read Tibetan Buddhist books or Zen books in translation, it's called Tathagata Garbha, the Buddha essence, the Buddha nucleus. It's hard to translate these words. The Buddha heart, Garbha, Ningpo in Tibetan, heart essence, droplet, even like a drop of seminal fluid with its millions of whatever's in there, sperm, I guess, like a drop of some powerful chemical substance. LSD comes to mind, just a drop can change everything, at least temporarily, the consciousness. This Osel Dorje Ningpo, this radiant, Vajra-like or diamond, I'm going to say Dorje, Vajra, heart, is another synonym for Buddha nature. Our true nature, original nature in Zen. It's called original nature. Your true nature in English, maybe it's what Lincoln called our higher selves. You know, what did he said? The angels of our higher best self, something like that. You don't have to go into theology to relate to this. The messages, especially of the mystical teachings of Tibet, of the high Vajrayana, of Tantra, of Dzogchen and Mahamudra, is that we're all Buddhas by nature. We only have to realize that fact. As it says in the Hevajra Tantra, the Laughing Diamond scripture, Tantra. We're all Buddhas by nature. It's only adventitious obscurations which veil that fact. It's only suddenly arising temporary obscurations which veil that fact. Not permanent. Not even me in mind. habits, conditioning, karma can be reconditioned, improved, and ultimately transcended even, not just improved. As they say, bring better lifetimes or better experiences, but free from or one with, not just going up and down, vacillating in the waves of samsara, up and down, pleasure and pain, loss and gain, fame and shame, and the other two, whatever, criticizing and praise, something like that. The worldly winds, 8 worldly winds blowing us around. You can look it up, the 8 worldly winds. Anyway, the Buddha nature teachings, if you consider the 3 cycles, 3 paths, 3 yanas of Buddhism, 3 vehicles, 3 yanas, Hinayana or Theravada, the way of the elders, the original sutra teachings of Buddha, Mahayana, the way of the bodhisattvas of universal enlightenment, and Vajrayana, the tantric way, the rocket ship to enlightenment, the non-dual, somewhat mysticism, energy path. The penthouse of the Vajrayana is called the 4th turning of the wheel by our Kempos, by Nyoshu Kempo and Kempo Silten Gyamtso and other, these siddhas, masters of Mahamudra Dzogchen, learned abbots, doctors of divinity, Kempos. They call it the 4th turning or the 4th wheel, the clear light turning. The positive Dharma, not the Dharma of dukkha and of emptiness and of renunciation and of many lives, purifying your unwholesome karmas, known in Christianity as sins, purifying your unwholesome karmas, but the clear light turning, the luminosity turning, the non-dual turning, no turning, whatever, of the great peace that's within, where it says things like there's nirvanic peace and things left just as they are. Not purifying, not rooting out, not transcending, not trading in, not transforming, maybe not even transmuting. I don't know. These are just words. Maybe transubstantiating, whatever that means. That's English, but who knows what it means today? Usually referred to Jesus. But in Tibetan, we have the rainbow light body of perfect enlightenment. Maybe that's like transubstantiation. Anyway, these are just words. If you're not interested, don't worry. But the Buddha nature teachings that of original goodness, not original sin, of revelation or unfolding. What's the word? I used it yesterday. I had it in my notes. I'm forgetting my words. Disclosure, revelation, finding out what's there, not of development, not of incremental, developmental, progressive path, but of revelation, pointing directly to your Buddha nature, as they say in Zen. Introduction to the nature of mind, as it says in Tibetan translation, meaning introduction to who you are, your true nature. And it's less about introduction by an introducer than recognition. It's about recognition of who you truly are. That's the beginning of the 4th cycle of the Mahamudra and Dzogchen practice. That's the view, not views and opinions, not theories. And from that, getting used to it, checking it out, seeing if there's anything else or better, higher, deeper, pulling the strings. Seeing it as it is, letting go and letting be as is, and then just as is, however it has to be according to karma and circumstances, the view, meditation, and action of Dzogchen. This is all about Buddha nature, friends, and all the tantras are about Buddha nature. Guru yoga, one's inseparable primordial unity with the guru or Buddha mind. It's about Buddha nature, not just recognizing your heart, mind, yourself, and your guru or God as one, but beyond that, no two. Not just trying to come together or be as one. Can't reunite what's never been separate, like yin yang are not separate, intertwined. Yin yang, not separate like the vanilla and chocolate ring ding or cookie, half white and half black, which is how we think of life, so simplistic. White hats and black hats, white and black. Oh no, black's not bad. Let's be politically correct. Okay, but we're still stuck with the me and you, the this and that, the yes and no, the good and bad, all the dualities. Okay, black's not bad, white's not good. It's confusing if you're gonna watch old cowboy movies, but never mind. But what about in our life today? Always bouncing between the poles of skill and Charybdis, being like stuck between a rock and a hard place in English. Liking and disliking the dance as we go through life, wanting and unwanting, which is the same, just this opposite motion, like an automatic door that opens out or opens in. Same situation though, for entering. Out and in, not better, not worse. This and that, good and bad. That's why in this fourth turning, as Rumi said, the Sufi poet, beyond good and bad, liking and disliking, there is a field, a great golden field. I'll meet you there. In the Dzogchen teaching, it says in Dzogchen, there is no karma. In Rigpa, nothing happens. I know I'm using foreign words, but it's hard to translate that tersely and precisely. As Karmapa said in his deathbed, nothing happens. That struck me right in the heart. What a Mahamudra teaching. Not just nothing happens when you die, if that's the meaning you want to take, well, no big deal. Or, I'll be back soon. About death of the 16th Karmapa. Now we have the 17th. Not only that, we have two. Aren't we lucky? Beyond two, not two. This is a very important principle of the clear light, the Buddha nature teachings of the fourth turning. With this view, as our teachers, Longchenpa, Kempo, Rinpoche, etc., say, it enhances any practice. With this view, lighting a candle on the altar is a Dzogchen practice. We're not thinking we're going to warm up the Buddha or light him up because he's afraid of the dark, or maybe he can read better if we give him a candle. No. We're not that childlike, which is sweet. But we don't think Santa Claus is coming down the chimney, although Santa Claus does play an important role in the world, as we know. So, real or unreal, is that really the only two possibilities? Are dreams real or unreal? When we refer to dreams, everybody knows what we're talking about. So I guess they're a thing. In that way, everything is real as it is. This is what we got. But it's not necessarily ultimately real. So anyway, if we go into this Buddha nature teaching, which is Tantras and the light teachings and Mahamudra, Dzogchen, advanced meditation is all about, it's all about our innate goodness, purity, completeness, wholeness, revelation, disclosure, pointing out and recognizing who and what we are, not getting another, like a Buddha head on top of our head. This body is the body of Buddha, as Zen Master sang. This land is the Pure Land, Nirvana. So there's a lot we could say about that. It's a beautiful teaching. If you're really interested, if you're a Buddhist studies person, Google Buddha nature, go to Sadra Foundation's excellent conversations on Buddha nature with living Buddhist scholars, Western and Eastern, there's some Bhutanese Lama and Tibetan Lama talking also in English. As Suzuki Roshi famously said in Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, much recommended. The Japanese Zen master, pioneer Suzuki Roshi said the 70s in San Francisco. Buddha nature, he said it in English, in his broken English. Buddha nature is human nature. Buddha nature is human nature is Buddha nature. No, Buddha nature is human nature. When you become truly you, Zen becomes Zen. Buddha becomes Buddha. In others, until then, we're just faking it. And I don't know if we're making it. If we're really faking it, that's authentic, that's good enough. But you know what I'm saying, there's a time for that. Anyway, any questions, please? This is a great subject, and we can study it further. It's not for today's short town hall meditation.
Very great talk, Lama. Appreciate that. We do have some great questions. Got one from Mel. left over from yesterday. And he says, since there are people in the world who think unspeakably horrible things and do unspeakably horrible things, is there a force for evil in the world?
Oh, it depends what you're thinking about, Mel. I know you're thinking about the devil. Force for evil is a nice euphemism. So in Buddhism, there's no separate, ultimate, eternal, always, God or devil separate from everything else. So it's kind of karma and, is it a force for evil that's causing environmental degradation or human ignorance, combined with like greed and selfishness and all that? So in Buddhism, good and evil is defined as what's conducive to enlightenment and what isn't. Not that there's a devil. Having said that, then in Buddhist cosmology, in the old world, in the common people's minds, and in some teachings, of course, there are gods and devils and their inner demons, like psychologists would say, and so on. But we don't really think them as really like demons running around inside our body, usually, but more like psychological forces, right? So I would say there's plenty of unwholesomeness, cruelty, and evil in the world. I suppose if we were going to pick on somebody, I'm just looking around the room who to pick on. I don't know, Nazism, we generally consider in this country, not Nazism, Hitler's way, that Nazism is some kind of evil, but there are causes and conditions for that. It's not permanently continuing, let's say, although unfortunately in this world it may be. But you see what I'm saying? When the karma runs out, it's not like a devil anymore. And thus even the serial killer, this is in the Buddhist scriptures told by Buddha himself, the serial killer, forgive the name, Angulimala, which means the one with the 1,000-boned rosary from finger bones from all his victims. I'm not joking, you can read about this. When he met the Buddha in the jungle path, and he was going to kill the Buddha to get the 1,000 finger bones for his rosary, his mala, the peace and radiance and fearlessness or something, the charisma, whatever you want to call it, the saintly presence, the darshan, the divine presence of the Buddha in his state of mind cowed him, overawed, hear the words, cowed him, overawed his unwholesome state of mind and body, his evil ways that was like pushing him to try to kill the Buddha for this silly reason to get, the perfect piece of jewelry in his demented serial killer mind, the 1,000th finger bone for his mala. Thus he's called Angulimala 2,500 years later. We remember him this way, serial killer. And he bowed down. And somehow he became the Buddha's disciple. And eventually he awoke. He expiated and reconditioned that bad karma, and he awoke. So it's never hopeless. So in that sense, you could say even the demon became an angel or a god, just to talk in English. So I hope that's helpful. And of course, it seems like there are forces for good and evil in the world, but we're all participate in that. Whoever we want to pick on these days who seems outlandishly bad, or for that matter, good, it's probably not exactly how we see it. If we knew in reality everything about it, not to make excuses for them. So we do the best we can with what we have and what we can understand. But part of that I would put forward is improving our understanding, whatever that means. Intellectual understanding, emotional wisdom, relational, insight, environmental awareness, body consciousness, soul appreciation, whatever. Questions, please. Thanks, Mel.
Lama, thank you so much. And that actually wraps us up just perfectly here at time. And I would just mention that there will be no town hall next Sunday due to the advanced retreat, but please do come join us for advanced retreat. Link is in the chat, or you can always go to dzogchen.org and see all of the programs available there. Lama, thank you so much for your teachings both yesterday and today. Really
You're
enjoyed
welcome. Thank you.
Good to meet
I just want to add, please consider coming to the advanced retreat. There's a few prerequisites, like that you have some experience, but it's not much. So please attend if you're interested. We can start at a higher angle. We go deeper. It's a weekend practice together. It's a great way to go together while we're working on starting up in the winter and spring with a 5-day residential Dzogchen retreat like before at the Garrison Institute in upstate New York. It'll probably be in the winter or spring, probably March. So stay tuned.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And all, thank you, Nathan, Menla, Kathy Albanese, the board members of Dzogchen Center, and all of you for this marvelous Sunday happening. I appreciate it. Love it. Can't live without it. Let's keep on trucking together, awakening, loving, etc. Enjoy the beautiful day. Imaho.
Thank you, Lama.
You're very welcome. What a pleasure.